reviews on some films that have the title name of Nemesis, which are directed by Albert Pyun, who lives in Hawaii at this point in time. And yeah, this is not his first journey into the cyborg universe, but it stars Oliver Gruner as Alex. And this is a cyborg that has he's definitely an agent of espionage, where he's an LA cyborg cop, and he is sent on a mission and forced to find his partner and cyborg partner / lover, Jared, who is about to deliver some sensitive information to some cyborg terrorists. But the film begins with his narration, and we see that he is tracked down by these cyborgs that are in league with Farnsworth, and evidently Farnsworth is the character that has basically built him from the ground up. And Farnsworth is played by Tim Thomerson, which, if anyone knows anything about Tim Thomerson, he was the main character in Doll Man, which has something to do with the Full Moon universe and Empire Pictures, I believe. So Albert Pyun and his work with Charles Band kind of hooked him up with some of these actors that are involved in here. But what's interesting is that that some of the actors and actresses in here went on to do other films that I know and love. Like we have Kerry Tagawa, who plays Angie Liv in here, which evidently he plays kind of like a Hong Kong detective kind of guy who seems to be kind of like part mafia in here, and he just wants to know what Alex is doing in the area. And now, from what I gather, he is looking for someone in the very beginning, and then he comes across this young wolf pup, which evidently grows up with him. And because he was shot down by this specific female, a female that went for Farnsworth, he eventually ended up in sitting in the club or bar that this woman was in, and he shot her down in cold blood. Well, evidently that kind of plays in mind with what happens later. One of the things that I thought that was kind of cruel was the fact that one of the cyborgs that was working for Farnsworth actually shot that dog that we see, that he kind of helped grow up. And so when Alex is forced by Farnsworth to go find, his lover, I mean, he basically puts a bomb inside his chemistry, inside his body, that evidently it can go off at any given point in time. So they, in a sense, they have some kind of a control. Now, he's supposed to meet up with a couple of people, and one of them ends up being a cyborg of some sort, and the other seems to be a character that is the person that thought that he was going to be in on the whole deal, and vice versa. But this woman, which I believe her name was Max Impact, she she helped she helped Alex get at least some kind of thing to help with the bomb, and but another young lady, I believe, was um, was there to avenge her sister, which she was a short-haired, red-haired gal, which I believe that she was played by um, Deborah Shelton. So we definitely have a lot of characters here involved. Some of them played in the Star Trek universe. Uh, like I was beginning to say, Tagawa, who played Angie Liv, he played in Mortal Kombat later on, either later on or earlier, and so on and so forth. I thought the action in here was definitely cool. There was a part where Oliver Gruner was sliding down backwards, shooting at the cyborgs, and there was a moment where one of the cyborgs, I believe it was possibly Farnsworth, had actually gone after a helicopter, and you could see at bare bones, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Terminator, which had actually been a film that had been in 1989. And when I said that Albert Pyun, this was his second venture into the cyborg universe, that is because he had directed Cyborg in 1989 as well, which starred Van Damme. So he definitely, I think he lived up to his action in this film, and I liked the different characters, though they were very different by nature. I mean, I loved the fact that he was on the run. There was a little bit of a love interest, and for some reason there was kind of like a love-hate relationship between that character that was after him because he killed her sister, and she was kind of an oddball, but all in all, I thought I actually have a kind of a love for this film. So there were definitely there was definitely something that I could like about the film, and I enjoyed it. But I have to say something. This film should not have to be related to the other three films. And that being said, if you enjoyed my description of this film, definitely like and subscribe to our channel. I definitely enjoyed seeing the action involved, although it did somewhat play on the Terminator universe. I thought that it was definitely a different look at what we could create with some of the beginnings of CGI and so on and so forth. So if you enjoy films of this nature, then you can definitely choose to find the film if you want to. The only way that I could find the film is in this German box set, which I'll show you it now. And this has all four of them in this set. And it turns out that this German Blu-ray set, I think it's also in a DVD set, but as far as I know, this is all region. Now, there is actually a more out-of-print set that is from the same company which I believe this is from DigiDream Studios. And it says that these are uncut and fully HD remasters. But this is a set from Germany, so it's definitely was an interesting buy when I found it, and I thought it was great that they were all regions. So if but this is the only way that you can find the films in any way, shape, or form, except for on VHS, and that is rare to find them on VHS because VHS is out of print. In any case, if you enjoyed my thoughts on the film, definitely like and subscribe. I definitely thought the women in here were very beautiful, and I think that this was a very decent add to the action genre. So I have a personal love for this film. I saw it early 90s, probably on TNT late one night. At night, I saw bits and pieces of it, and once I finally saw it again, which was relatively recently, then I put pieces together of what I had actually seen. So finally saw it in its full capacity. So I definitely enjoyed it. So definitely check it out if you find a copy of it. In any case, enjoy your day, morning, or afternoon as it were. Thank you for listening.